boys. I have had all of the stink that I can stand on this Grjngo.
You think you're through with me, Effie?
When you are dancing in the air, I will be through with you.
But you're not gonna hang me. You're not that big. Not you or anybody else in this stinking town.
Watch him.
Si, Cafe.
Watch him well. He is full of tricks. Senora.
So, it's finally over with, eh, Jefe?
Senor Carl Reagan is in jail. It will not be over until he is hanging by his neck.
He'll be no loss. He brought nothing to this town but trouble.
There was nothing I could do. He grabbed my keys. He came toward me. I had to shoot.
You did what you had to do. Now it is over. Except that I shall continue to curse the day that I first heard the name Carl Reagan.
There's old Will.
Will Reagan, jumping Jehoshaphat. It's good to see you, Will. What are you doing out this way?
Well, get a little homesick now and then after all the years in the Ponderosa.
I still say you're the best dang foreman we ever had. Watch it. There we are. There you are. Have you heard from Carl recently?
Matter of fact, I have been. Leastwise, I think so. This come today. Must be from Carl. Can't think of nobody else who'd be writing to me. It is from Carl, ain't it, Ben?
Let's see. It says it's from Plata, Mexico.
Sure it's from him. I just knew it. Last word I heard from him, he was headed in that direction. You know, my eyesight may be failing me, but my instinct is still good. Ben, do you mind reading it for me?
No?
I could have had somebody in town read it, I reckon, but I knew you were just as anxious to hear as I was.
Yeah. Looks like somebody sent you a present here, Will.
Well, I can wait for the present. What does Carl say?
Well, it says that,
Well, go ahead, Ben, read it. It is from Carl, ain't it?
Well, Will, no, it's, this isn't from Carl. It's some kind of advertisement, that's all.
Oh. Well, if they send me a present, what is it?
It's a ring. It's like some mail order house is trying to sell some Indian jewelry.
This ain't no Indian ring.
I guess Adam just supposed it was.
Ben, I've known you for a lot of years. You always was a poor-handed lion. What's in that letter?
Well, I don't know how to break it to you. It's pretty bad news.
About Carl?
Yeah, about Carl. He's dead.
Be sure of it. Be sure of it, Ben.
Well, this is it's from the authorities in Mexico. It's a certificate of death.
How did it happen? What does it say?
Oh, that doesn't say. It just a certificate of death and the ring. It seems official.
I'd know this ring any place. I hammered it out of silver with my own hands. 16th birthday. It was the same year his mom died. Can they do this? Can they tell me that my boy has died and then not tell me how he died?
Well, maybe there'll be a letter following, Mr. Reagan.
What good would another letter do? I don't want my boy laying there in a foreign land. I want him back here where he belongs. Ben, you've got a wife buried in the Ponderosa. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, of course, I know what you're talking about. But, well, it's impossible.
I don't care whether it's impossible or not. I want my boy back here. I'm an old man. Ain't even got my eyesight. Ain't much left of me. I've got to have my boy back home.
Oh, you think I'm doing the right thing, pal?
I don't know. All I know is that I saw a man aged 10 years right before my eyes. Not because his son died, but because he doesn't know how he died.
Well, if I can find out what happened, maybe I can bring his son back to him.
And we owe Will Reagan at least that much.
Yeah, Carl was a pretty wild kid. Suppose the truth's unpleasant.
Can't back away from the truth, Adam. You take care of yourself.
Right. Oh, boy.
Hot day, huh?
Should have been here yesterday. Melt your whiskers off, it would have.
Oh, could you give me maybe one of those nice outside rooms facing that cool ocean breeze?
Oh, I had to get rid of all them rooms. The guests complained the sound of the waves kept them up all night. Where are you from?
Virginia City, Nevada Territory.
Adam Cartwright. Stay along?
Depends.
I'll show you to your room. Like I said, you should have been here yesterday. Melt your whiskers off. Here you are, $1 a day and breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, this will be fine. You, say you've been around this town some time, have you?
That's right, sometime. If you want to know a Gila monster by his first name, ask me, I know.
As a matter of fact, I did want to ask about someone. Carl Reagan.
What about him?
I'm an old friend of his from Virginia City. Also a very good friend of his father's. We'd gotten word that Carl was dead.
I don't know nothing about that. The $1 for the room is in advance.
Oh, that's a kind of a small town. Surely you might have heard something about it, huh?
Look, mister, you want your pillow fluffed up? Call me. And I forgot to tell you, the room is for one night. Trail gang's coming in tomorrow and I'll be full up.
Look, I was only trying to find out something about my friend's death.
Why don't you go and ask his widow?
Well, now, wait a minute, lady. You don't have... Pardon me. I've knocked on the doors of half the houses in this town.
What do you want, senor?
I'm looking for Mrs. Carl Reagan.
I'm Mrs. Carl Reagan.
My name's Adam Cartwright. I'm an old friend of your husband's. I'm sorry that we have to meet under these circumstances, but I'd like to talk to you for a moment.
My husband is dead. There is nothing we could talk about. Good day, senor.
Mrs. Reagan. Well, Mrs. Reagan, we meet again. You can hardly slam a door in my face here. May I buy you a drink?
Please, senor, I'm busy. I told you I do not wish to talk.
No, I haven't very much to ask you. Shall we sit down? I'm not sure if Carl ever told you about his father, but I know him very well. He's quite anxious to learn as much as he can about Carl's death. Surely you can understand that, can't you? Oh, thank you. Now, may we have that drink?
What do you want to know?
Why didn't you write Carl's father? Why did you leave it for the law to do?
I thought it was better that way.
Why, was there something you were afraid to tell him?
Please, senor. Let things stay as they are. Go back to Virginia City. Go home, Mr. Cartwright.
All right, Mrs. Reagan. I'll go home. After I get a few answers.
Ah, senor. Come in, senor.
You're in the wrong room, aren't you, mister?
Oh, no, senor. You are.
What's it all about?
I tell you, senor, you are not only in the wrong room, you are in the wrong town.
What makes you think that?
Oh, I do not think this, senor. I know it.
Who sent you, Maria?
Senor, why don't you get yourself a good night's sleep, huh? And in the morning, you'll feel fresh and rested for the travel.
No, it's quite the other way around. You're the one that's traveling. Out, now.
Senor, you are a very stubborn man. One? Sleep well, senor.
You're the one they call El Jefe?
I am the law in Plata, if that is what you mean.
My name's Adam Cartwright.
I know what is your name. I know that you came into this town alone. I know that you're staying at the hotel. I also know that you asked the same questions too many times.
Well, now, if you know all that, maybe you also know the name of the two men that were waiting for me in my hotel room and jumped me, huh?
That is something that I probably do not know.
Now, what do you intend to do about it?
Senor, we did not ask you to come to Plata. Maybe it is better that you leave.
Why should I leave? I just got here.
Perhaps you are stepping on a dead man's toes.
Carl Reagan was a friend of mine.
Senor, it is time that you should know this. That you are a friend of Carl Reagan does not make you a friend of anybody in this town.
Well, no, I didn't come to this town to make friends or enemies, either one.
The man that you are seeking is dead. But even his memory is hated here. Is that enough, senor? Do you want to know more?
Yes, I'd like to know how he died.
The official records show that he was killed while attempting to escape jail.
Escaped jail? Now, why was he in jail?
For murder. For 50 murders. But only for one that I could prove.
Do you have a trial?
He have a trial. Of course. And he was sentenced to hang. But he tried to escape. Senor, you ever see a man without a face? My deputy Gomez, a double-barrel shotgun at close range. It was second best to hanging.
I can't believe Carl was a murderer.
You're lying, senor. Or else you do not know your Grjngo friend very well.
I'm not lying. What reason would he have?
Reason? That one needed no reason. He smuggled guns to renegade Indians. He robbed mine shipments. He was a killer. Is that reason enough?
Well, no, I only have your word for this.
Your loyalty touches me, senor.
My loyalty is to a dying old man who loved his son.
I weep for him.
I made Carl's father a promise. I came to this town to do something, and when I've done it, I'll leave.
You'll leave a lot sooner, Senor Cartwright, or you will remain without a protection of the law.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
What does that mean? Another Grjngo told me not long ago that he was in this town for peace and quiet, to become one of us, to learn our customs. And there was not one day of peace and quiet from the time that Senor Reagan appeared. The road to our town goes two ways, senor. My advice is to go back to your own people.
Hello, Maria.
I thought we had already said goodbye.
Oh, you said goodbye. I didn't. Besides, I haven't the answers to my questions. Could I change your mind about having that drink?
No, thank you.
Well, maybe you could just sit with me.
I'm paid to talk to customers. It's part of my job.
No, it's very strange finding you working in a place like this.
Why do you say that?
Well, Carl was a proud man. Somehow, I just don't think he'd want his wife to work in a cantina.
What was he like when you knew him?
It was like a colt, which you could never break. Sometimes he was gentle, even sentimental. A man with a restlessness. Could never stand still. Wanted me to go to Mexico with him when we were kids.
You did not go?
No, I put down roots on our ranch, Ponderosa. My father's there, my two brothers.
It is good to have a family.
Yeah.
But a woman goes with her husband.
Tell me, Maria, was he as I remembered him? Were you happy with him?
I married him.
That's not what I asked.
I do not know what you have heard. Some people did not like him. You saw good things in him. So did I. That's the Carl Reagan I love.
It would have been better if you hadn't come here, Cowboy.
I've been told that before.
You're buying trouble.
Well, now, since when did you start worrying about me?
I didn't like Carl Reagan, but I do like Maria. She's a good kid, and I don't want any harm to come to her.
Well, neither do I.
It's a little late for that.
The Grjngo, Maria. What did he want?
He does not have to be a concern of ours.
But he is our concern. You were told not to talk to him, were you not?
Be careful, Pablo. You're hurting your sister.
If she is going to be a fool, then she will be hurt. Now, what did he say, huh?
Please, Pablo, you're hurting me.
Pablo is right, little one. It is a great concern to all of us. Tell us what the Grjngo said.
Nothing. He said nothing, and I told him nothing.
Now, tell me, little sister. What did he want?
Just wanted to talk about Carlos, how he was, how we met, about the marriage, if we were happy. He wanted to tell Carlos' father about those things. That's all, I swear it. Pablo! Stop him! Stop him!
You all right?
Yes, I'm all right. Why don't you leave us alone?
These are the two that waylaid me in my hotel room.
It was a mistake. They are my friends.
Your friends? Some friends from the way he was screaming. Take care of his arm. He won't die. We're going to have a talk with El Jefe. Let's go.
What is the meaning of this, Cartwright?
Well, you told me not to expect any help from the law, so I'm taking care of it myself. It's one of the men that jumped me in my room.
This is so, Pablo?
Si, Jefe, it is all. I am only sorry I didn't kill this Grjngo pig.
All right, Cartwright. Put away your gun, or I will have to take it away. ¿Qué pasa?
This Grjngo, this foreigner, he was molesting my sister.
Your sister? I don't know what you're talking about.
It is true, Jefe. Pablo came to me and told me this foreigner is spending much time with Maria.
Well, I don't know whose sister she is. I was just asking her questions about her husband.
I warn you, Cartwright. We do not like you gringos interfering in our affairs. All right, Pablo, you can go.
What are you doing? Aren't you going to arrest him?
For what? For defending the honor of his sister?
My gun, Grjngo. Maybe it is Senor Cartwright who should be in the cell, eh, Jefe?
No. Senor Cartwright, he is an intelligent man. He probably has enough intelligence to get out of Mexico now. If not, the cell will still be there.
Startle you?
So you're still here?
Yep, still here. But you can stop worrying about Maria.
Has anything happened to her?
Oh, no, she's all right. Why shouldn't she be? She hates Gringos just as much as anyone else in this town.
Oh, I guess that means you're getting ready to leave this beautiful village of ours.
Well, I don't have much choice. Unless I sleep in the street. You only let me have that room for one night.
You can keep the room for another night.
What made you change your mind?
Maybe because that trail gang I told you about ain't coming in.
Or maybe because of Maria?
All right. Maybe it is because of Maria. That girl's like a daughter to me. I ain't gonna cuss her out for the rest of my life just because she made a bad marriage.
Well, I don't know that that's true. Was it a bad marriage?
What did you expect? You must have known Carl Reagan was rotten to the core.
Why don't you tell me about it?
Ain't nothing to tell. Carl Reagan was a thief and a killer, and he used to beat Maria.
She said she loved him.
Well, don't try to understand that, Cartwright. You couldn't, unless you were a woman.
Pablo, is he really her brother?
Yes, he's her brother, all right. But he might as well not be. He's scared, just like everybody else in this town. That's what Carl Reagan did to men.
Pablo and Juan, what was their connection with Carl?
Go home, cowboy. This ain't no place for you. Get out while you still can.
I'm not going to leave here until I find out the truth about Carl. Now, if you know it, why don't you tell me?
Why do you have to ask so many questions?
Hello, Carl.
You recognized my voice, didn't you?
I certainly did. I never thought I'd hear it again.
Well, you wouldn't have, Adam. But you just had to ask questions, didn't you? Now, I don't want to have to kill you. But now that you know that I'm alive, I guess I'm going to have to. Now, you put your gun on that table nice and easy like.
I come 1,000 miles to find a man raised from the grave like Lazarus.
That's good. You always were the bright one, weren't you? The great Adam Cartwright. Beulah, you get us a bottle? Now, Adam and I, we haven't seen each other in years, have we? We got a lot to talk about. Sit down there. How's my father, Adam?
Nearly blind. Nearly dead inside over you.
Then you can see how embarrassing it'd be if I let you go back and tell him I was still alive.
Why'd you do it, Carl? All this.
Beulah, why don't you go to bed? And keep your mouth shut.
I know when I'm well off.
See, I had to, Adam. They were gonna hang me. But I thought it real clever of me, having myself declared dead, now don't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, there was a man killed, Carl, now. Who was it? Who'd they bury in your place?
Oh, now, Adam, now you don't ask questions like that. But I'll tell you, he was a man about my size, wore my clothes. He was a friend, too.
And I suppose it was you that sent those 2 thugs after me, huh?
Well, I was sorry about that. You always was a peaceful man. I thought that you'd think it out clear and leave well enough alone. Why didn't you?
Well, I suppose I had to find out about you for myself. You know, the law in this town doesn't have a very charitable opinion of you.
Yeah, El Jefe, he wanted me so bad he could taste it.
Well, he's going to taste it even more when he finds out you're alive.
Yeah, I guess so. So I can't let him find out, can I? I stayed dead, Adam.
It won't last, Carl. If it isn't El Jefe, it'll be somebody else.
Well, you let me worry about that, won't you?
And Maria? What about her?
We used to play a little game, taking each other's girl. You remember that?
Sure, I remember.
Let me give you a little advice, my friend. You stay away from my wife.
Come on, Carl, we're not kids anymore.
And I'm not playing games anymore. What are you going to tell my father when you go back home?
I had assumed I wasn't going back.
I don't want to kill you, Adam. Now, you'd listen to a proposition, will you?
I'd say under the circumstances, I don't have very much choice, do I?
That's right. I wouldn't do this for anybody but you. But when you go home, I want you to tell my father I died of the fever, smallpox, something like that. You'll think of something.
Beulah, she knows you're alive. Pablo, Juan, Maria.
Beulah, she's afraid to talk. She knows me that well. Pablo and Juan, well, they want money as bad as I do. See, there's a silver shipment going through here day after tomorrow. I'm going to take it.
You left out Maria.
No, I didn't leave her out. She's in love with me.
I guess I really never knew you, Carl. You are a mean one, aren't you?
Yeah. And I'm going to be a rich one. After that silver shipment, I'm leaving Plata. There's other places to go, new worlds to conquer. Dead man. Nobody looks for a dead man.
And if I don't take your proposition?
Then I'd be the one without any choice, wouldn't I? And I want you to get a good night's rest and be on your way to Virginia City by tomorrow night.
Or?
Or I'll kill you.
Senor Cartwright, I thought you would be gone by now.
No, I have some information I think might interest you.
It's possible, but I doubt it's probable. You know, I can tell you every move you make since you've been here.
Well, now, if you can do that, then you can probably tell me that I saw an old friend last night.
I was not aware that you had an old friend.
I saw Carl Reagan.
Senor, my pay is not the biggest pay. My job is not the easiest. It's too early in the morning for jokes.
It's no joke. He's alive.
I tell you, Carl Reagan is dead. Dead.
And apparently you didn't take a very good look at the man that was killed in your jail.
Do you know the effect of a double-barrel shotgun at close range?
I know the man I'm talking about. I saw at close range. It was Carl Reagan.
Senor, I do not know what it is that you are up to. But I tell you again, I do not like Grjngo tricks.
Well, now, you're going to have a lot more than tricks to worry about. There's a silver shipment coming through here the day after tomorrow. Reagan's planning to take it and get out of the country.
Silver shipment. Copper del Plata mines, eh?
Why don't you believe me?
Why should I believe you? One moment you are his friend, and the next moment you are accusing him. You wear two faces, senor.
Well, if I do, it's because I know two Carl Reagans. When I first came to Plata, I was looking for an old friend.
And now?
Well, now I know what you told me about him was true.
I do not like to deal with liars, senor.
I'm telling you the truth. Carl Reagan's alive. His death was just a trick.
If he is alive...
He threatened to kill me if I didn't leave town. He meant it. If I don't go, he's going to come looking for me.
The Copper del Plata mine, that is the lifeblood of this town.
Well, hadn't we better do something about it?
Perhaps I've misjudged you, senor. If you have a plan, I will listen.
I have a plan. When Carl finds out I came here to see you, he'll try to kill me. You stay close to me. Keep me in sight. I think maybe together we can handle it.
Any man who believes that all men of one race are bad because one man of that race is bad, this man is a fool. I will not let you out of my sight.
Well, I won't feel any the worse knowing that.
Adam? Adam, I thought you left town.
Is that what Carl told you?
So you know.
Yes, Maria, I know.
You must leave. You must not stay here.
Maria, I came here to find something kind to say to a grieving old man. Now, if you have something to tell me, I'll listen.
Adam, Carlos was your friend.
People change. Forget him, Maria.
Can you forget him, Adam? First, he was like you said, wild, but good wild, gentle wild. To me, that is. He never hurt. He cared. He seemed to be needing to be loved, to be wanted.
And you?
I wanted him too. I would have given up anything for him, even my own people.
It's all in the past, Maria. I'm telling you again, forget him.
Forget him? He's alive and I'm his wife.
Maria, Come back to Virginia City. Back to Carl's father. You can start a new life there.
I couldn't do that. I can't leave him. Too many memories.
Maria, can't you realize they're all gone? That's all dead? It's as though he were really in that grave.
I know that. But I must follow my heart. I must stay here.
I tried.
Yes, Adam. You tried.
Hola, Jefe.
It is quite late. It is getting dark, Gomez. I expected you back before this.
Well, there were some matters to attend to, Jefe.
I suppose there were. And there are some matters that I would like to talk to you about.
Of course, Jefe. These things you want to talk to me about, they are important?
They are important.
What do they concern?
They concern a dead man who is not dead. And a man who is buried who is not Carl Reagan.
But how can that be, Jefe? You saw the dead man with your own eyes.
I saw his clothes. I saw the size of the man. His face I could not recognize. You saw to that. Gomez. You let that Grjngo corrupt you as he has corrupted the others.
My pay here is poor, Jefe. I could not help it if a share of the silver shipments became attractive.
The shipment tomorrow, a part of that is yours too.
That is right, Jefe. I will share.
Somehow I will stop you.
It will be difficult for you if you are locked in your own jail. Inside, Jefe. Inside. And if you are counting on Adam Cartwright, I must tell you that that too has been taken care of.
It's open.
This just came for you. Got the breath of a woman, it does. You don't let no grass grow under your feet, do you, Sonny?
How'd it get here?
Oh, a little tyke came running in, flung it across the desk at me, ran out again without so much as a boo.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I must see you. It is important. My place. Maria.
Come in, please.
What's wrong, Maria?
It is far enough, Grjngo.
Thanks.
I could not help it.
Pablo's little sister is a very obedient wife, senor.
I will take care of this myself. You go and help Senor Carlos. Tell him we will meet him after dark.
Muy bien, Pablo.
I tried to tell you. You have to admit, I tried to tell you.
I heard every word you said.
But not loud enough, huh, friend? Now, you know I can't let you leave this town alive. Not after you went and seen El Jefe. That's right, Adam. You're on your own. El Jefe, he's not going to be able to help you. Gomez, he took care of that.
That's who does your dirty work, huh?
And Gomez is a very reliable man. Ain't that right, Pablo?
That is right, Carlos.
Why'd you do it, Adam? And why'd you stay?
I just wanted to see if there wasn't one person in this town besides Maria that would have a decent word to say about you.
It's never really mattered to me what people thought about me. You ought to remember that, Adam.
I remember you like taking chances. Why don't you have brother-in-law here give me back my gun?
You wouldn't shoot me, Adam. You're much too moral for that. Even if you would, it'd spoil things between you and Maria. Yeah. She'd hate you for the rest of her life. See, she's very moral, too, aren't you, Maria?
Carlos, do not talk this way. You promised we would go away. I'll do anything you ask of me if you do not kill.
Now, you see, I've got it straight. This is not the first time you tried to take a girl away from me, Adam. Only this time it's different. This is my wife.
You don't stop at anything, do you? Where do you think all this is going to get you?
Where's it going to get me? It's going to get me a lot of money. That's what it's going to get me. But, Adam, you ought to understand that. All you Cartwrights always had a lot of money.
Well, we worked for it. We didn't get it this way.
What difference does it make? I'm going to be rich. That's what matters.
Think you'll live long enough to spend it?
Yeah, I'll live long enough to spend it. Because I'm not going to let you or anybody else get in my way.
No, Carlos. Cannot do this. I used to think there was good in you. I still want to believe that. Don't you know that?
Pablo, take her away from me.
Carlos, if you kill Adam Cartwright, I'm going to tell El Jefe myself.
I told you, Carlos. You cannot trust this one.
I think you're right. If you can't trust someone, then what good are they? Now, you take him over me?
No.
All right, the grave's big enough for both of you. Pablo, you still loyal to me?
Si, Carlos. I told you.
Yeah, all right. Then I'm going to give you a chance to prove your loyalty. Shoot her.
Carlos!
Pablo, what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? She's only your sister. Go ahead, your master's giving you orders.
Shut up, Grjngo. You I would gladly kill.
We're not talking about me, we're talking about her.
You're talking too much, Adam. Pablo, I'm waiting.
You heard him, he's waiting. Don't tell me you got trouble with your conscience. Think of all that silver.
No. No, Perdis, I cannot do it.
Pablo is soft. I will kill her for you.
Kill her! Oh, that was smart, Adam. You're good. But you always were good, even as a kid. You tell my father that I thought about him. I thought about him often. Maria, about...
I had built my jail too strong. When Gomez locked me in, I could not get out. But thanks to you, Gomez is finding out the same thing. You know, senor, I had made up my mind that there would be no more gringos in this town. But that was wrong. You are welcome anytime.
And you're welcome on the Ponderosa, El Jefe. You still have time to change your mind, Maria, and come along with me. I know Carl's father would like it.
No, Adam. I must stay here with my people.
Goodbye, Maria. Beulah.
Goodbye, Adam.
Vaya con Dios, amigo.
She was a pretty gal, huh?
She was a beautiful gal, Mr. Reagan. Ask her to come visit you sometime.
Oh, I'd like that. I hope I didn't ask too much of you asking you to bring my boy back home.
Not at all.
He was a fine boy, wasn't he, Adam? Wasn't he a good boy, Ben?
Yes, he was a good boy.
I'm glad he got married and settled down. I'll bet he was a good husband. Wasn't that what she said, Adam?
When she talked about Carl, it was just like we knew him. She loved him very much, Mr. Reagan.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, thanks, Adam. Thanks again. Come on, babe.
Well, I hope I did the right thing, pal.
You did the right thing, Adam. You brought a man's son back to him.